Hey, my name is Samara. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be my September makeup recap. So I'm going over all of my declutters, empties, and purchases. If you want to know how I'm structuring my beauty bank, I will leave the playlist in my description box and at the end of the video. There's some kids playing outside if you hear them. But yeah, check that out if you haven't seen this. But I'm assuming you have if you're watching this video, so I'm just gonna get straight into it. As always, I'll start with my declutters in my grouse mug, and I only have two this month. The first one I already talked about in, I think it was my deck of panning video. I'm decluttering my NYX Shine Loud duo in the shade Daring Damsel. I'll just go over again why I'm decluttering it, but if you already heard this, you can skip forward like a minute. I got this as a free gift with purchase. I didn't choose it or anything. It just came in my order from Ulta. It's like a liquid lipstick and a lip gloss, and this liquid lipstick is way too light for me. I'll swatch it for you. I'm not even gonna show what it looks like on my lips because it's really embarrassing and looks crazy. I don't even want to bother with like using a lip liner with it because it's actually extremely hard to take off. Even with an oil-based waterproof makeup remover, it like does not budge, so I'm not gonna bother with it. And I was gonna declutter it after I put it in my Pan Olympics project pan, and then I decided to put it into a project just to finish the lip gloss side. But then the lip gloss was so runny and made everything on my lips smudge, and when I put it on my lips just alone with nothing underneath it, it dried out my lips. So I was like, okay, there's no way to make any part of this work, so I'm just gonna declutter it. I don't really feel too bad about this because I didn't choose it myself, and I definitely tried to make this work. So that's the first thing I'm decluttering. And then the second one I'll actually be talking about again in my next video, which is my Flush Them Out. I had this in my Flush Them Out project pan a while back, and I said this is like the Tarte Quick Stick, which is also a double-ended product, and I don't like one of the ends, just like the NYX product. The eyeliner end I do not like because this is like a red cranberry metallic eyeliner, which why would I ever want to put, I mean, maybe you like that, but I do not like red eyeliner because it makes my eyes look bloodshot and like I have pink eye. Said I was gonna keep it just for this other side, which is like a champagne, like yellow tone champagne eyeshadow stick, and I said it wasn't the best eyeshadow stick because for whatever reason these Tarte Quick Sticks, like the eyeliners, the black eyeliners, oh my gosh, have a really good formula that just glides on your eye, but the eyeshadow sticks do not stay on your eye unless you have like an eyeshadow base underneath. They fade away easily, they crease. So I was just gonna keep this side as like an inner corner highlight unless I found something better to replace it, because I finished last year all of my eyeshadow sticks that I was using as inner corner highlights, but it's like just not the best formula and it's not super opaque anyway. And I have actually found something better that I like, which is the they're not eyeshadow sticks, but it's a few like single eyeshadows that I'm able to use as inner corner highlights, which I definitely take over this. So I just figured I'll get rid of it, and I'll also update that in my Flush Them Out project because I said I was deciding, like last update I said I was deciding whether or not I wanted to get rid of this. So you found out early. Now for my empties, which are in my done mug, and as you can see I have quite a bit. At the end of the last update I was at -10 beauty credits in my beauty bank, and I've actually finished exactly 10 products. The first two I'll just talk about real quick are like nearly empties. The first one is my Sephora brow pencil in the shade Ebony. This is like my go-to brow pencil, so like I'm just gonna repurchase it anyway. But this is so short. I don't know if you can see how much is left. This is only like maybe a day worth of product if I even get that much out. So I will still use it tomorrow. I'm not just gonna throw it out now, but I just wanted to put it in this month's update so I don't have to keep this packaging for an entire month to update it next month. And then just the same exact story with this Kosas clear brow gel. There's just like a tiny bit of product at the bottom that like I can't even really get. I'm just scraping at the sides. So yeah, there's only enough product for like a day or two in here. Yeah, this was really nothing special. I'm not gonna, I got this in a Sephora favorites pack, but I don't think I would repurchase this at all because like it didn't really do anything for hold. I just used it in combination with my Milani brow wax, which I've also finished. I bought this 2 months ago. It's the Stay Put liquid brow wax. I love this product. I say this literally every day. This is my everyday brow combo. I put in my brow pencil, and then I do my Milani brow wax, and then I give that like 30 seconds to dry, and then I put a clear brow gel on top of it, and then if I need to, I go in with the brow pen after that to fill in any gaps. But I have actually already repurchased this, so I'll be getting it soon. And yeah, I think this will be, unless I like somehow find something even better that's like, maybe if they invented a clear version, that's, I feel like the only way that this could be better. Yeah, I'll keep repurchasing this pretty much indefinitely. So yeah, I really love this product. One product that you might be surprised about is my Sephora Colorful Wink It Felt Liner Waterproof in the shade Midnight Navy. I literally just this past week put this in my old new gifted blue project pan, and it's already done. So this was in, I think like maybe in, I think August, I put this in my Panlympics project. When I put it in that project, it was the first time I had ever used this one. I've gone through 2 other shades of this same eyeliner. They're really bad. I've talked about this extensively, so I'm not going to bring it up again. But yeah, these are really bad. They don't last long. They're not opaque. They're definitely not waterproof. Not even long lasting at all. But I've never had one of these dry up this quickly. This probably only lasted me like a dozen uses, and then I finally had to call it done. I only had this open for about 2 months, so it shouldn't have dried out that quickly, but it did. And you know, I don't really feel too bad about it because I hate these and I'm really glad it's done. But I did get some use out of it while it was in, or technically it still is in, my old new gifted blue project pan. So I did use it a few times in that project, but I'm just gonna call it done. It is so annoying to work with, and it takes like so much effort just to get one eye done, and then I have to put that much effort into doing the other eye as well. So yeah, I'm done messing with this. Never gonna buy one of these again, and I'm calling this done. A product I just mentioned yesterday, if you've seen that video, you'll already know this, but this is my Dose of Colors lip duo in this is like the 2-in-1 lip pair, which is discontinued, in the shade Flirt in the lip gloss and Romance in the liquid lipstick. I finished this in my 54321 project pan maybe like a week ago, but I featured it in my finale yesterday. And yeah, I've had this for like about 2 years now, or almost 2 years, and I finally was able to finish it in that project, and it's bittersweet because I love this so much, and it's discontinued. So Dose of Colors, if somehow you're hearing this, or if anyone knows anyone at Dose of Colors, please bring this back. But yeah, I finished this. I got so much use out of this. I like took the stopper out of both sides of the like container, so I scraped everything out of this as much as I could, and I'm very satisfied with my use on this. I'm really happy I was able to finish that before it, you know, potentially went bad. I finished my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder in the shade W6. In case you don't know, I'm currently not supporting L'Oreal. I finished this up a while ago. This is in my 24 and 2024 project pan, but I had like barely any of this. And then I also did mention in my like pans in my collection video that I posted maybe 2 weeks ago, that I'd already finished this, so it's been a while that this has been empty. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to find a different powder foundation that suits me, but I will be mentioning later in this video an update on that. I also finished my LYS Natural Finish setting spray. The cap is really reflective, so I just took it off, but this was like a 3.3 fluid ounce product that I got in June, and I've already finished it. I actually finished it weeks ago, and since then I was using the rest of my mini little Mario Badescu facial spray, and I've since finished that as well. But in the same order that I placed for my brow wax replacement, I also repurchased the Milani setting spray, so that will be coming to me. I actually thought this was a nice setting spray. This was the first time I ever tried it, and I just got it because it was like the biggest one that was offered at Sephora during their sale on certain products. I don't really know if it did anything for longevity. I don't really pay attention to that stuff with setting sprays, because I kind of just use it as like finishing sprays. But yeah, like if you're in the market for something and you're interested in this, try it out. It's a decent one, I guess. I was able to finish up my Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen mini like sunscreen primer. I use it as a primer because it's silicone based. I brought this with me during my trip I took at the beginning of the month, and then this was in my That's So 2000s project pan, I believe. So I got, like, I would say nearly 3 weeks of use out of this. The last time I used it, which was yesterday, I just used it like on my neck and décolleté just to kind of get it finished up, because I was like, I just wanted it to be an empty. But yeah, like about 3 weeks of use on this, which is like less than I expected it to be. But yeah, I really love this sunscreen primer. I always pretty much have at least like a full size or a mini of this, so I do need to repurchase this, but this was really nice to have. I will say the e.l.f. dupe to this is actually a really good dupe. Sometimes their dupes aren't the greatest, but they're like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like their silicone based mattifying sunscreen. It's a really good dupe to this sunscreen if you were interested but didn't want to pay Supergoop prices. Finally, my last 2 empties are from palettes. This is the first time this entire year I've had palette empties. If you didn't know the exact rules to this project, I did say at the beginning of the year, if I managed to hit pan in every single pan in a palette, I would count that palette as an empty, because not only is it like a really big feat, and I feel like I would deserve a point for that, but also if I did hit pan in every single shade in a palette, I'm most likely going to declutter that palette by the end of the year at least anyway. So I just let myself count it as an empty, and I have pan, or I've hit pan in every pan in 2 palettes just this month, which is just so exciting. These were both in my project Level Up. I've been panning all of my e.l.f. palettes in that project this year. So that's how I hit pan on all 4 shades in the Cream and Sugar Quad, because this is my Level 4 palette. And then I also had my Pumpkin Pie Quad in for my Level 3 palette. And then I put this into, sorry, the kids are screaming. I put this into, it was either my That's So 2000s or my Deck of Panning to hit pan in the final shade right here, and I've finally done that. So as you can see, I have pan in every shade in both of these, and I'm just so excited about that. I really do feel accomplished about like hitting pans, because like in my history of panning, getting actual pans, which was like what started the whole panning community, it has not been my strong suit. So I'm just very excited about this. If you're trying to hit more pans, definitely get some e.l.f. or don't buy more things, but like start panning your e.l.f. palettes if you have any. So now that I have 10 empties, that brings my beauty bank back to 0. I've broken even, but I still have to talk about my purchases this month, which if you've been following my channel, you would have already seen throughout the month that I have purchased things, so I'm going back into the negative. But I'm very confident that by the end of the year I'll still be able to hit at least 0, which is my hard rule for myself, that I cannot be in the negative by the end of the year. So I'm not too worried about that, but for now, let's get into the shame. The first thing I'll talk about is actually something that I purchased last month in August. I purchased this at the same time as the order I made with the Milani brow wax that was just featured in my Empties. I didn't talk about this in my purchases last month though, because I actually lost this before like I ever even got to use it. I could not find it. So like I didn't want to like punish myself in my beauty bank for something that I couldn't even use. So I just like counted it as a loss and acted like it never existed. But then I found it as I was cleaning, which is why I need to clean more often. So I've been using this all month and it's actually running very low. The first one this is like my third pen of this. This is the Milani Weekend Brow in the shade Espresso. The first one that I had of these lasted me, I'm not even kidding, it lasted me 6 months and I was using it almost every day. And I found these because of Sheet Geek. She was recommending this, but she said that hers dried out super quickly. And I was like, what do you mean it lasted 6 months? And the last one I had of these only lasted 2 months. And it's looking like this one is probably going to be empty by my next update. So yeah, now I get what she was talking about when she said they dry up really quickly, which is really annoying because like I don't really think products like these, just like the brow wax, I don't think you should be emptying them out in 2 months. Then I have these two, which I've already talked about on my Instagram, and I've like centered an entire get ready with me around these, which I'll link in my description box. I bought these both in the 21 days of beauty sale, or like the semi-annual sale it's called now, at Ulta. This was the only purchase I made from that sale. I only purchased from one day, and I got the Cali Contour palette from Smashbox in the like deep shade color story, and then I got the KVD Dazzle Stick in the shade Tornado Haze. These are both really great purchases for me. I do not regret them. I'm especially happy that I got these in the sale, 50% off. But yeah, these were both on my wish list for a long time, so definitely worth it for me. Next I have these 4 palettes. These are the Sephora Precious Gemstones palettes. I've also done a video swatching all of these, so I'll also have that linked. But yeah, I got these during the Sephora version of the 21 Days of Beauty, because like Sephora always copies Ulta sales, but then while they're like copying Ulta sales, they also have a lot of Sephora collection products 50% off, and these were some of those products, so I got all of these 50% off. These were not impulse purchases. Sorry, there's sirens in the background. I live right next to a fire department, so there's just always lots of noise here. But anyway, these were not impulse purchases. These also have been on my list for a very, very long time. I've said since these were first released toward the beginning of the year that I was going to buy all of these by like the fall Sephora sale, if I hadn't already owned them by then, and I got an even better deal than that because they were 50% off. So I'm really happy with these. I just love them so much. I love all of these Sephora 7 pans, and I definitely do not regret buying these. Then I have the Huda Pretty Grunge palette, which I also got 50% off. I cannot talk today. I can't remember like what kind of sale I bought this in, but it was 50% off at Sephora. So I snatched it up because I've been wanting this since it released last holiday season. And yeah, I'm just like really happy about this as well. I also got as a free gift with purchase it was like a deluxe sample of the new like reformulated Givenchy powder, and even though it was like a tiny little sample, I'm still counting it as like a whole product in my collection. I don't have it with me because I franked it with a Maybelline powder foundation that was slightly too deep for me. So now that I've franked it together, it is a much better match for me, and that's what I'm using every day instead of the L'Oreal powder that I finished. My 10th and final purchase of the month, which is actually my first purchase of the month, that is my Urban Decay eyeliner in the shade Demolition, which is just their darkest brown. I earlier this month when I was out of town. I forgot my brown eyeliner and it was 50% off at Sephora, of course, as I keep saying. But I needed a brown eyeliner pencil, which like I wear one pretty much every day, so I really did want it, and it was 50% off, and I wanted to try out their same day delivery because I was gonna get 100 points if I like tried out their same day delivery. So I just figured I was just gonna buy it, so I did, and honestly, like, I don't regret it because once I finish the brown eyeliner that I'm using now, which is already halfway empty, that's the one that I'll be using. And as I said, I use it almost every day. I use some sort of pencil liner in my waterline every single day that I do makeup, so yeah, I know it's gonna get used and finished probably very early next year. Those are all of my purchases, so again, for like the third month in a row, that leaves me at -10 credits in my beauty bank. But as I said, you know, I'm just gonna have to keep working them off as we go throughout the year. I have 3 more months to work off everything and get to like at worst 0 credits in my beauty bank. If I can have like positive credits by the end of the year, that's even better. But I feel like I've gotten most of my makeup shopping out of the way. Like, there are only a few things left on my list that I'm interested in, mostly eyeshadow palettes. I am going out of town quite a bit, so hopefully that doesn't interfere with my progress. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll have to see you in my next video. Until then, I hope you have a great day. Bye.